Well, we're in the week of policy cutoff, so policy bills are kind of the focus this week, what will and won't make it out of policy committees. And we are putting together sort of a couple of packages of things that we want to move on. We're still hoping to move soon on emergent response bills that relate to the flooding situation in South King County, and tie up the early reductions package that we've been working on with the House. We have the House bills to pass, the House has the Senate bills to pass, and hopefully then all that's tied up and goes to the governor. Well, there are essentially two parts to the bill. One is a temporary suspension of the 2/3 vote requirement.
Right.
The second part of the bill is essentially a cleanup of the legislation in a variety of places, and I don't have the whole thing in front of me, but a few that I recall. The original initiative had notice requirements. Every time a bill was filed, OFM needed to send out a notice that a bill that raises tax or fees has been filed, and do a 10-year cost projection. Only about a quarter of those bills, I understand, ever make it to public hearing, and we're making public hearing the trigger for sending out the notice requirements, and just making the notice requirements conform with our fiscal note, the way we do fiscal notes, 2, 4, 6-year fiscal notes. So that's the kind of thing that is changed in the bill. We clarify that if we're writing a bill to clarify legislative intent in response to a court decision, that is not the same as raising taxes, because maybe a tax loophole opened up inadvertently in a court decision, and we there is a provision that when the voters approve an initiative, that the raising the revenue to comply with the voter-approved initiative, it requires a simple majority instead of a 2/3. Well, voters have approved a lot of things. They also approved the class size reduction and increase in teachers' pay. This year they rejected the Tim Eyman initiative. There's a whole host of things. We're in a very difficult budget situation, and to have to get a 2/3 vote to even transfer money from one account to another or close a tax loophole, we believe just puts an unfair limitation on the process in a situation where we have a short time to solve a big problem, and we want to be able to have a simple majority be able to respond quickly and effectively to that very difficult budget situation that we're in.